she's like, first of all, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. Yes, she clearly does, because it came out of the trial over and over, the number of media attempts she made, the number of media manipulations she attempted, right? From making sure that TMZ, 100% they proved this at trial, making sure TMZ was there when she walked out of her, filing her request for a restraining order with the bruise on her face, real or fake. She made sure they were there. I was amazed at how great the defense did at proving at least that point, that she did manipulate TMZ. When the TMZ guy took the stand and testified to it over TMZ's objection, that was a very important moment of the trial. She, of course, worked with the ACLU to publish the op-ed, which got her in trouble in the defamation. The point is, she cares. She's only saying she doesn't care because she just lost. And for her to say that the social media against her was unfair, to me, it's like, as I said in the intro to the whole show, chicken or egg, right? Like, she was unbelievable and social media turned against her, or social media turned against her and then the jurors found her unbelievable. She thinks it's the latter. I think it's the former. What do you guys think?
I think there's no question that there was a tilt, but I think the chicken and egg dynamic is the right way to put it, because it did seem as though people were, and this is like absolutely one of the most fascinating things about the case. People were watching the raw, like live footage of the trial. It wasn't that people were just getting information from the clips. The internet feed of the video was like setting records for some websites. It was so popular, people just clinging to the live feed. So I think it tilted when the case against Amber Heard tilted. There's no question that Johnny Depp has an army of online fans, but this culture is not one that is predisposed, despite what the feminist left might want to believe, is not predisposed to take the case of somebody with Me Too allegations against them as though it's credible and certainly just fact. And that's proven actually by the case study of this Washington Post op-ed. Our culture, if anything, is predisposed against the men, which is why the Post was comfortable publishing that in the first place in so many of these case studies. So I think the chicken and egg question is the right one. But I do think when you really drill down, it started to tilt as the case against Heard tilted and played out live on everybody's feeds.
Eliana, she went on. Savannah Guthrie pressed her on whether she holds it against the jury. And no sane public figure is going to be like, yes, I blame the damn jury. The jury sucked. Like, you're not supposed to do that. So, but she landed the exchange in an interesting place that I want to ask you about. Listen to this. This is SOT 15.
There's no polite way to say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented. They listened to your testimony and they did not believe you. They thought you were lying.
I'll put it this way. How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
So you don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
Their job is to not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Again, how could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
I mean, what she's basically saying, Eliana, is the other lawyers did a better job than my lawyers, and Johnny did a better job than I did. And that's why it was unfair, this verdict against me.
Yeah, she's calling the jurors gullible morons by saying that, Johnny's a beloved character and a wonderful actor, and omitting the fact that she also had equal time to present her evidence and her defense in this trial. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that the jurors were scrolling social media coverage of the trial.
No, they were ordered not to touch it, not to go anywhere near it.
as to her point about social media, other than to say that it hurts her feelings that she's getting critical coverage on social media, because there's no way that the coverage on social media reached the jurors in that box. And given that, it's entirely irrelevant, other than she doesn't like the critical coverage.
She's like, how could they think anything other than I'm a liar when they listen to Johnny's paid staffers and randos? You know, she tried to claim the one guy whose trailer got damaged by Johnny to some small extent was somebody who wasn't there and really didn't have a connection. Your lawyer had the chance to point all of this out on cross-examination and did. And you, Amber Heard, pointed it out when you were on the witness stand as well. The jury heard all of your defenses, all of your attempts to poke holes in the credibility of these people, and they rejected them. That doesn't make the jury this helpless group of vulnerable people who would just be swayed by the randos and the paid employees. They factored all of that in, and they still did not believe you. Like, that's how bad your case was, your testimonial was. They saw all of that and heard all those arguments. They rejected them.
I think the interview itself with Savannah Guthrie is representative of why people were skeptical of Heard when she was on the stand, because it's so contrived. It doesn't feel natural. It feels like she's acting, and
yes,
she's not
it does.
doing a very good job at that, but she's still doing it in this conversation with Savannah Guthrie. And that's where when she was caught in missteps, or, you know, she was caught in some cases outright saying something that turned out not to be true. And you also are putting on this sort of act. It just is going to tank your credibility, not just with the jury, people who were listening and hanging on every single word for the entire trial, but also with people who are just seeing it in the public. It just, it feels so contrived, and it feels so unnatural. I don't think she did herself any favors at all.
Are the high fuel costs putting a damper on your summer vacation plans? From higher prices at the pump to a jump in airfare, it is getting more expensive to get away for a week. But what if you could soak up those vacation vibes year-round in the privacy of your own backyard? Get yourself a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas, and you can do it. Whether you want to stay close to home this summer or you just want to extend your break, a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas can transform your backyard into an oasis. It combines the benefits of a pool with the therapy of a hot tub. This is going to reinvent your family time and your exercise time if you want it. You will love it. Your family and friends will too. Michael Phelps swim spas by Master Spas come in a variety of sizes to complement almost any yard. Even if it's a tiny one, you may think you can't do this. You can. You can. And since it's heated, you can use it year-round in any climate. Michael Phelps swim spas are 100% made in the USA by Master Spas, the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Go to masterspas.com, put in the promo code MK, and you will save $1,000 on a Michael Phelps swim spa or $500 on a Master Spas hot tub. That's masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.